Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday, it's episode 26. I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man no Twitter fan, Kinny Killa. And you know, I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the gal them sugar, Sugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
And today people, we have a very special guest, the writer of the King Bingus blog. There's no other than Mr. King Bingus himself. How you doing, Bingus?
I'm cool, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good, all good, all good. King Bingus is in the building, people. That's right.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, no, it's nice to have you on, brother. It's nice to have you on. So, guys, today, what we're going to be doing is going to be a midway point in a WWE show. So, I know every week, usually, we go over Raw and we have our, SmackDown in 60 seconds and Shug Stunners, but today we're going to be doing it a little bit different. So, first off, Bingus, when we have guests on, you have to do your very best Fandango impression, and you also have to tell us who your favorite current wrestler is and your favorite wrestler of all time. So, without further ado, Bingus, can you give us your best Fandango impression, please?
Okay, letting the A's breathe. Okay. Fandango.
Shugs, what was that?
The A's were breathing, bro. The A's were breathing. I like it. I like it.
That was sick. That was sick. Okay, so who's your favorite current wrestler?
Flavor of the minute, I'll be a fool not to say Bryan, to be honest.
My man, Bryan. That's what I'm
Daniel Bryan, all the way. He's white hot at the moment. No one's touching him. He's on fire. And, well, let's face it, this summer it's the house that he's built.
Standard, without a shadow of a doubt. And who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Man, it really depends on what socks I'm wearing. There's so many to choose from, obviously. I think a solid one, though, always up there, is going to have to be Triple H.
Okay. Triple H. I think that's the first that we've had from guests to say Triple H.
It's the first Triple H.
He's, since I've been watching wrestling like from 99 onwards, I've watched wrestling like all my life, but I've really got involved back in 99. And Triple H was just a guy who just looked like one mean motherfucker who's going to kick everyone's ass about, and and then when I got a little more educated and found out, he had a bit of stroke, and he was getting involved with the McMahons. I could not help but admire this guy. He worked his way into wrestling, then worked his way to the top on screen and behind the camera.
You know
Genius.
What I'm saying? He man pimped himself to the top, like straight pimping. Oh my gosh! All right, so people, Twitter fans out there, again we're getting more followers. I got to give a quick shout out to Shaido Haq and Hassanan Salim. Also a big shout out to Marie Hazel. She put a really nice review on our iTunes part, so I got to say a big thank you, and hopefully, you're enjoying your tea on Monday morning listening to the Sunday Segue. So people, make sure you follow us on Twitter. That's at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled S-E-G-U-E. Also, email us, please, all your views and opinions to sundaysegue@gmail.com. Read our blog. Listen to our old episodes on YouTube, Podomatic, and make sure you download that Double Twist player. Right, so let's just go straight into it, the midway point discussion. So guys, we're going to go through the months. So let's start with April after WrestleMania main event, Rock versus Cena. Cena takes it down, and straight after this, the Rock, he legitimately has an injury. He tore his muscles, his tricep, bicep, whatever he wants to ball and call it, tendons, rah. I mean, guys, Bingus first, do you think that The Rock's going to wrestle again?
It doesn't matter if The Rock wrestles again. The guy was obviously here promoting films about fast cars with, parts 7, 8, 9. So what? Like, if you're here to entertain us as a wrestler, do you know what? Be a damn wrestler, not this guy. Like, he might as well, that big massive Polynesian tattoo he's got is so lovely, but he might as well just have had Hollywood printed down his arm. He's not a WWE guy anymore. It was nice to see him, but he was just watered down and should I say phoning it in?
You can, of course, you can say phoning it in, bro. This is the Sunday Segue, man. We straight getting on people. We don't give a damn. So you phoning it in. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? But yeah, so you don't see him coming back?
I do. I think he may come about again WrestleMania season. You know, I think last year he made hints that he will be at 30, whether he's wrestling or not. And like I say, you know, it's always nice to see old faces in wrestling. You know, wrestling, a large part, I think, is down to nostalgia. You know, enjoying it is down to nostalgia. We've got so many old faces that stick around. It's nice. But I don't care if I see him again or not in WWE rings. But if he comes back, I hope he goes 110%. But, you know, even if it's not wrestling, you know, bring back those old mic skills that he was known for. Not this writing stuff down on your wrists, you know, to get through your 10-minute promo.
Yeah, that's just not like The Rock, is it, Shugs?
Nah. Like, we remember him at his peak, and, you know, you could always trust him to deliver, you know, however much time they had, whether it was, like, backstage, his little skits, like Kevin Kelly or Coach or whoever was there, and he would just rinse them. People would get rinsed, you know? Yeah, exactly. Kevin Kelly, you hermaphrodite. And he would just be like, you know, he's just going in on people. But then when he came back, first of all, he got owned by Cena the first year.
Cena took him for a walk.
Exactly. And then the next year, he come back, and then, you know, he got dealt with by Punk, first of all, on the mic. And then, you know, the second one, the part 2 of Once in a Lifetime, it just didn't live up to the hype.
No. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, like you said, The Rock was at his best when he's taking the piss out of Michael Cole and saying, nice tie, 13 cents, and all that, you know, giving it the big one. Also, this WrestleMania, we saw Undertaker take on CM Punk in another WrestleMania classic. Bingus, I mean, how does The Undertaker do it? Year after year after year.
Is incredible, man. There is no one better than The Undertaker, you know, right now. In consideration that he's only here once a year, we don't hear anything from him. You know, there's no build-up promos coming in throughout the year. You know, for all intents and purposes, maybe they want us to forget about Taker, so it is extra special when we see him. But oh boy, when we see him, it's just magic. You know, I can't describe it any other way. It is just magic when we see Taker come about. Every storyline he's hitting in the last couple of years is arguably the peak of WrestleMania every year. You know, his matches, as they happen, again, arguably the best matches of the WrestleMania last couple of years. I don't know how he does it, but let him keep on doing it for as long as he can. You know, I could definitely watch another 4 or 5 of these one-off WrestleMania matches from Taker.
I mean, his doctor must be earning peas because this guy puts this guy together like it ain't nothing. Like, and
he is a bionic man.
Oh, God. Jeez. So also throughout the month of April, the next night on Raw after WrestleMania, Ryback... Yeah. Ryback turns heel. I think now Ryback's turn heel is obviously we've seen the bullying thing from him and stuff. Do you think it was the right time, Shugs, for you know, to turn him heel right straight after WrestleMania? And do you think he's kind of getting over with it now?
I just think that it was what they need. It's just what they needed. It was filler. Do you know what I mean? Because if you look at his character, it's been up and down. They haven't known how to book him. And this was like, you know, Cena had like a little injury or Cena was struggling, so, you know, we just chucked Ryback in, you know? And then, you know, that was it, because he was still undefeated at this point at WrestleMania, wasn't he? Or had he already lost?
No, I think he was undefeated. Yeah.
Because did he lose to Mark Henry at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, it's just like, I don't know. I just think they still don't know now, 6 months later, what to do with Ryback. They didn't know then, and they don't know now. You know?
Also, throughout the month, Ziggler cashes in the Money in the Bank on Del Rio.
What a courageous effort by Del Rio, but... Wait a minute! Yes! Exactly!
I mean, the most biggest pop in the last how long, Bingus? Like, did you seriously mark out when you saw this shit go down?
I was knackered watching Raw. You know, I was up watching WrestleMania night before, and I was trying my best to get through Raw. And obviously towards the end of the show, Ziggler's music hit, bam, it felt like I just had 17 espressos and replaced my blood with caffeine. I was alive right then. He came down, it was thunderous, and he didn't win in 3 seconds. I was like, oh my God, they're going to swerve us right now. Of course, we all know he won. And of course, the whole place went absolutely apeshit. And well, I was in my living room, like 3 o'clock in the morning, got my little daughter upstairs. I don't want to mark out. I had to.
Of course.
I had to be there with the 15, 16,000 fans, man. It was an incredible moment, which, the aftermath of it kind of marred it now. But boy, at the time, that's one magic moment, and I hope it's going to be talked about for years to come down the lines. Documentaries, replays, highlights. I hope that point sticks out in Ziggler's career in WWE history.
I know. You look at 5 months down the line, this guy's a shell of himself, like we said last week on the show. But at that time, another guy that was kind of a shell of himself, Mr. CM Punk, during April, he lost his smile and ran home because he lost the Taker, just came in the ring, hugged Heyman, and just said, "Fuck off, I'm gone." Shugs, CM Punk leaving for a bit. Do you reckon that that kind of burned WWE at the time?
Well, you can see that they're still on about him now, still recovering from these injuries, and they haven't let him heal properly. So he did that, but he didn't really go for long enough the first time, and obviously he couldn't find the exit. That didn't help when he was leaving, and he was just like stood by the door and he couldn't get out. But I just think it's funny because like you look at the roster and you see like how many good wrestlers they got and how many people, but then if somebody goes down and gets injured, then you start questioning whether they've got enough good people or whether they've got enough stars at the top. So it seems like this funny, sort of like middle pointers between we've got loads of people, we've got loads of bodies, but then somebody goes down, like Cena goes down, these other people go down, and we're just like, have we got enough people? Can they carry the show? And I think Punk's one of those people, like he wasn't on Raw like this week, and you miss him not being there.
Yeah.
You can notice that he wasn't on the show. Even when he's not wrestling, he just does his little bit, and it's always like, it's always good. So you miss him not being there.
Well, tomorrow we are in Chicago, people, once again, so it is going to be one hell of a night. CM Punk returned, he comes back, and we're going to hear a massive Raw as usual. So, also, during April, Paul Bear passed away, Bingus. What was your earliest memory of Paul Bear?
Is when I was a young kid, I got lent tapes from my cousins and uncles of various pay-per-views. I can't remember which pay-per-view I first saw Bear on, but freaked out, man, by the old zombie Taker, the no selling, sitting up, white-faced Taker, followed by this guy I wasn't even sure was human. He was a cartoon character. Like he was, I wouldn't say out of shape. He just wasn't a shape. With his big old bags and his high voice and his creepy mannerisms. He was the closest thing to a horror movie on WWE TV. He was a strange, bizarre man. Mm-hmm. As I grew older and understood a bit more about wrestling, and he's a human after all, I took him for character value, and what an amazing character, and well held as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching wrestling for so long. I mean, 80s all the way through 90s, and when this guy first came, when he took over from Brother Love, I was like, this is the guy that's meant to be with the Undertaker. Just he just even when they had the funeral parlor segments with him and Undertaker, it was just a match made in heaven, like for them two. So yeah, R.I.P. Paul Bear, Percy Pringle, all of them. Rest in peace, homie. Right. So also towards the end of April, going into May, it was Extreme Rules. Let's just roll through what happened in Extreme Rules. So Ambrose wins the US title, Shugs, with his new finisher, which I don't think has a name yet, does it?
Still hasn't got a name. They just say, Ambrose hit that finisher, but they haven't decided to name it, or he hasn't given them a name. So,
I know that's your favorite. You marked out when you first saw that.
Yeah, like when Kofi gets nailed with it, it looks so great.
Oh, speaking of,
I got no beef with Kofi, but It looks good.
Speaking of Kofi, his dreads got pulled out on the Monday last week. Like, I swear it was...
That was his headband.
Nah, blood. I swear down that was his dread.
It's got some headband. It was because the referee picked it up. The referee's not going to pick up no dreads. You just kick him.
Oh gosh. So also for Extreme Rules, the Shield win the tag titles. We had a last man standing match, Cena versus Ryback, where Ryback completely just bust up Cena and just speared him through the Titantron. And Ryback actually did kind of stand up, so he probably, he maybe should have won. And then we also had the steel cage match with Triple H and Brock Lesnar. So guys, what was your views on Extreme Rules, if you can remember going back?
Yeah, I just like, obviously I just remember that was the big spot, because obviously they had a last man standing match, and like obviously Cena can't lose a last man standing match, or he can't lose an I Quit match, or he can't lose any type of match that is going to make him not have hustle, the loyalty, respect, or whatever. So I just remember that spot, and then them going through and picking up the wrestlers, and the fact that Ryback actually did stand up first before Cena, but it got completely ignored.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the bit I remember, that spot, and I suppose that's the spot we're supposed to remember.
Bingus?
One thing that I remember from Extreme Rules, I got interested in Orton again for a couple of minutes. He was up against Show, and he used the punt to end the match with, and that was an eyebrow raiser, because I thought, WWE ain't gonna let him punt him when he was setting up for it. Those days have gone already, and I just thought, Orton was toying this whole heel face, am I, aren't I situation, and I thought the punt that's it. We're on our way to heel Orton, and I thought there was going to be plenty of momentum going in from Extreme Rules to make Orton super heel. Obviously, we had to wait a couple of months, but it eventually happened.
Eventually, yeah. A couple of months down the line. Okay, so Extreme Rules, it was an okay pay-per-view. People were screaming, no, they don't want Triple H Brock again and all that. But this kind of led us into May. So in May, we saw the debut of Curtis Axel. He came in, Shugs. He dealt with kind of dealt with Triple H. And who else did he deal with?
Chris Jericho, was it?
Yeah, that was it, something like that. But, that was Curtis Axel then. How did you feel when you first seen him come out as the next Paul Heyman guy?
I think it was an anticlimax. At the time, it was an anticlimax. And obviously, we get people who get repackaged all the time. We know that, Bray Wyatt got repackaged. And, you get people, Fandango's been repackaged, all these different people. But, Curtis Axel, maybe it was just like Michael McGillicuddy, he was so shit that it just made us hate Curtis Axel from day one. Because, I don't think he's ever had any actual momentum. He had those matches, and they were trying to push him, and, he had those, count-out wins, but I don't think he's ever actually still got any momentum at all.
Bingus, come in on this. What's your view on Curtis Axel?
So? Curtis Axel, he showed up, new Paul Heyman guy. Everyone was clamouring for this new Paul Heyman guy. Obviously, there was all the whispers and talks and of RVD being this Paul Heyman guy, which would make sense on about 97 levels. It would work. Curtis Axel shows up, and you're like, Michael McGillicuddy's got a new name. Obviously, because you're not going to fit that on a T-shirt. He needs a new name. And, he came in, and I think everyone got hyped about his music, and it transferred into, we're hyped about Curtis Axel. No, we weren't. We was disappointed. He came out, he grew a beard, so he was meant for a push because he's got a beard now? No, he's just a dry lunch.
You know what? That's the perfect way to say it. He's just a dry lunch. Oh my God, words from Bingus right there, people. Dry lunch. Note that down in your vocabulary, please. Also, Bingus, during this month, it was the month of concussions. We saw Ziggler get his head beaten off by Swagger. We saw
That's a shame.
Fandango just fucking tilt-a-whirl himself into just nothing, yeah? Tamina try and do a splash and she busts her head. Then we see Triple H doing some fake concussion business. But, I mean, did these months of concussions derail the pushes of these wrestlers?
Definitely. Hell yeah. Look at Ziggler now. You said it a couple of minutes ago. He's a shadow of himself. he come out eyes odd and he had the place shaking. Now he comes out to, you know, some warm-up matches on pay-per-views, teaming up with Caitlyn. You know, what happened? He got derailed by a concussion. He lost all the momentum. He's lost that push. Fandango, I didn't see longevity in Fandango as character. You know, he's a good gimmick. You know, he's what wrestling's about. Good gimmicks. You know, but I don't think he was ever meant to be hitting those top spots under this Fandango geese anyway. Bring on Johnny Curtis, it might go further. As Fandango, he was harmed by this concussion physically and with his momentum, definitely. Tamina, you know, she's no disrespecting these hard-working women, she's a diva. They're never going to, you know, be prominent in WWE these days. But you know, concussion, it's going to knock you out for a couple of weeks. Of course, it's going to harm her momentum in her career as well. And definitely, Triple H's fake ones, they've done nothing but help him, obviously.
Yeah, obviously with this heel character coming in now. I mean, during the rest of May, Shugs, we saw the rise of the Shield. We also saw Sheamus, the fucking bully. I mean, how many times, Shugs, over that month have we gone in on Sheamus? Going in on your man, Sandow.
Yeah, well, like, you know, obviously this little feud between Sandow and Sheamus. Sandow was supposed to be the heel and Sheamus was supposed to be the face, but all the angles worked out that it was the other way around. You know? Sheamus is doing all the fucking dickhead things and just acting like an idiot, and Sandow's actually using his brain and, you know, using his smarts, which is what a face is supposed to do, and then Sheamus just, like, bro-kicks his computer. And you're just like, shit, man, you know what I mean? He bro-kicking my computer, he's just trying to play you on a game of chess, and, you know, they did the spot with the cups, and he was, like, doing that little, the cup trick and stuff, and just, Sheamus just wanted to ruin everything. That's what he did.
You got your 1-800 fella as well.
Ah, mate.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Well, you know, May again went into June with Payback. Bingus, we saw Axel with no substance. The man who's a dry lunch win the IC title.
Yep.
AJ wins the Divas title with a Black Widow. Also, we saw the announcement of RVD. Now, RVD, this announcement on Payback, again, did you mark out? Because it surprised me.
I didn't tune into Payback Live. I woke up and started reading and you know, going through the pictures and seeing what videos I can.
We don't watch it live, bro. I tell you that. We ain't got time to watch it.
But yeah, once I saw RVD was definitely 100% announced, of course, yeah, man, I was happy. I think he belonged in WWE, you know, by ECW. Mm-hmm. I think he's a WWE guy. I never enjoyed him in TNA, and it's not because TNA is TNA. I just, you know, I almost felt for RVD like he's bored. He wants 15,000 people cheering for him, not the 25 copy and paste free ticket guys in whatever Impact Zone they're at. You know, I could imagine he was just bored and, you know, not getting the ovations that he's used to. He needed to be on the bigger stage, and I was damn happy to see him on his way back. I had a feeling he was going to do this whole, you know, semi-veteran thing that Jericho's up to, you know, supposedly giving back.
Yeah, the 90-day thing.
Yeah, you know, and all to him, man. He came back and, boy, he wasn't this 2.5-star Frog Splash guy from TNA. He was back to the 5-star shit.
Yeah. Hey, Shugs, I'll tell you right now why the guy's got a 90-day thing, right? He's saying now, 90 days, that's all I can hold out for. I'm smoking that weed. As soon as that 90 days is up, I'm going in on that doobie. I'm going in on that kush, the skunk, everything. I'm just getting blazed up, and then I'm going to come back.
Fuck, motherfuck, motherfuck, noise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, noise. Smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers. Rolling fatties, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking.
Cleanse myself, do the splits, and it's all good. That's him right there, in a nutshell. Without a shadow of a doubt. Shugs, also Payback. We saw the double turn. You called it, yeah, the double turn. Del Rio versus Ziggler. I mean, just tell me your reaction to this, because I remember when we was talking about this, how this just hurt you, bro. Because it was hard to watch. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible to watch, and like this should have saved Ziggler. You know, after this, then he should have like carried on with Del Rio and carried on with like the recovery from the concussion angle and stuff like that. But it just sort of went nowhere, you know. But it seems like that's what all the Del Rio feuds do. They just sort of evaporate from TV rather than being, you know, actually finished and dealt with. Or we just have him beat someone with the handbreaker 10 times in a row. And you're just like, why the fuck am I watching this? Because Del Rio's a good wrestler, but he's sort of not interesting enough.
Yeah, he's bland, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's nothing to do with him being like Mexican or whatever, because he comes over and his heel stuff is quite good, but then it's just, it doesn't get any emotion from you. You know, you don't hate him enough. You just think, yeah, Del Rio's all right, and that's it.
Just all heart and no substance. Like, he's just empty, man. You just like, I look at him and I think, okay, when he turned face, he turned face, and the moves he was doing were quite like, they were more ferocious, like what he should be doing if he was a heel. And then time went on, and I was just like, this guy just wins the same way. His matches are turning the same. He had a 5-match series with Big E Langston out of nowhere. They need to get the belt off this guy, I think, anyway.
He is beige at best.
Say that again?
He is beige at best. He's just...
Yeah.
He's not a colourful character. He's not fun. He's almost piss break worthy to me.
Oh shit! You know what? Bingus is a G for saying that, because no one has had the kahunas to say that yet about Del Rio. I'm straight right now. Bingus has said straight piss break. Hey, listen, he's going diva territory. That's what you're saying, basically. He's going diva territory. Also during Payback, you know, we saw the return of Punk. Jericho just come out of nowhere, called out CM Punk, came to Chicago. Just got the biggest reception, beat Jericho in a really, really good match, which I thought was one of the matches of the night, because, Shugs, what came next was the 3 stages of Blood Clot Hell.
The 3 stages of warm, remember? That's what we called it. The 3 stages of warm match. And I was just like, it was a fucking waste of time wanting this match. You know, nah. It's making me angry talking about it. I'm too hungover to talk about shit like that. 3 stages of warm.
We won't talk about it. We just call it what it is. The 3 stages of warm. Get off this show, man. Jeez. Let's go into June, which me and Shugs kind of christened this, first kind of Raw of June, which was the best segment ever, and you should know what's coming up, is the Mark Henry retirement swerve.
You think it's that easy? Left in the tank.
So, me and Shugs have talked about this time and time again, so I'm going to give Bingus the chance to talk about this himself. Oh, just give me your reaction to this segment, Bingus.
Alright. Okay, some people may question this. I think Mark Henry has paid his dues, man. He has been there a long, long time. He's gone through a few different faces. He's gone through a few different personality changes. This guy was sexual chocolate. He's danced with China. He's fathered a hand with a 90-year-old. He's tag teamed with a handful of people. He's been SmackDown's guy, Raw's guy, WWE, CW's guy. He's been about. He's paid his dues, and I thought, when he came out and started his retirement speech, I kind of felt it. I was like, oh man, it'd be sad times to see Mark go. But of course, I was watching wrestling, WWE. I was questioning what was gonna happen could happen. Cena comes out, lets him hold the belt, and then fuck you, Cena. Mark Henry's got something to say, and he battered him down, and that was cool. That was a bit of a side. I didn't think WWE would push him straight in with a program with Cena. Good stuff, and oh boy, did he sold it well. The whole crying, the whole, speaking different, like a real person, like actual Mark Henry, not the on-screen character. It sounded like he was letting loose a little bit, a bit of real life coming in, and then bang, almost a Russo swerve right there. Loved it, loved it.
There you go. It was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I swear down, I was nearly busting tears, bruv. I raw thought this guy was going to retire. I thought, you know what? He's paid his dues. This guy's been there for how long, and now he's dusting out. I thought, yeah, you know what? Eyes were welling up. Then all of a sudden, I just had to wipe them tears because I looked and I was like, you know what? This guy is the absolute G. He just came in, just went, you know what? Fuck you. Splash is all done. World's Strongest Slam to your Ross. Standard. There's nothing better. Shugs, we also saw during June the rise of Daniel Bryan. He started having these matches with Orton. Then we had the Stinger. Then the argument, the real life argument with Triple H backstage. All of this stuff has contributed to his rise right now, hasn't it? Especially from that point.
Yeah, like obviously it just stuff like that, when you could see he's actually hurt and he's still trying to fight. He still wants to perform. He still wants to give the fans what they paid for. And you've got people trying to help him. Even like his opponent is trying to help him. And I thought it's little things like that, like the Austin when he's in the sharpshooter and he's got the blood on his face, but he won't tap and he passes out. These little things, these little moments that people see and it like makes you connect with him, and that was like a connection with the Daniel Bryan character, like this guy could hardly walk. He was like fucking lifeless in the ring for like a bit, like, couldn't feel the one side of his body, yet he's trying to fight, and he's getting busted up by Randy Orton as well, and yeah, I just thought it was a good start of like his push, and just obviously he proved to Triple H and he proved to like the guys in the locker room, or the management that he could go. And obviously they knew he had the wrestling skills. They knew he was like decent on the mic. But then they saw his commitment and how committed he was to the cause, during that one match.
Okay. Also during June, Ziggler, in this one Raw, we saw Ziggler attack Del Rio just from nowhere, just blindsided him. And then straight after, this was after the Punk and Del Rio match where Punk won by, I think it was count out or something. Brock Lesnar returns, just F5 Punk to hell. Did not think it was going to happen, and it happened. Then, this started the process of what we have right now, which is the Heyman and Punk feud. And you think it's gone back, it started from June. We're now in September, coming towards the end of September. This is what you call a feud. WWE need to, you know what? Shugs, just play my music. WWE, I'm telling you now, this is how you do a feud. This is how you do a feud. Months and months and months. You do this with Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Why the hell haven't you done this with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton? I mean, properly. Because what we're seeing right now is some backstreet bullshit because you guys couldn't have enough time to put this shit together properly with your fucking soap opera writers and, you know what I mean? Just bun them things, man. Just come with it properly. Rant over. All right, so also in June, we saw the return of Christian, which was a kind of an anticlimax as well, Shugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it was the same thing. It was the same night as the Mark Henry retirement, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So it just got forgotten about. And it's, or the same night as like the F5 on Punk. So why are you going to remember this fucking Canuck coming back out of the thing? Hey, man, it's Christian. Yay. Just like, no one cares. The only time people were interested was when he had his tag team with Sheamus, a boot time. That was a fucking classic. They had one match, against the Shield, I think, but...
A boot time.
A boot time. It's been great.
And then, Bingus, we saw Shield take their first loss to Christian and the Usos. What was that?
Yeah, I think that must have been crosswires or mixed signals backstage, man. Or maybe, I've heard of refs counting down when shoulders are down, and they carry on with the match. I've got to believe something like that went down, man. It was out of the blue, didn't make too much sense, didn't lead to too much else. Maybe it was, part of making you believe, the Shield have a weakness. There is a kink in the armour, but yeah, it just didn't amount to nothing. And I've got to believe it's because of Captain Charisma was involved. He's. I wish he could be better because he's another guy who's done so much for the company. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's what people are giving him backstage to do. Just not interested in this guy anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean. Again, he's just another bland one. He's doing a Jericho where he's just kind of put over guys.
It's true. Don't forget he is a veteran. He has been around for a very long time now. And he's tangled with some greats. Maybe it is about that. Maybe Christian is never going to get to that peak of what his cohort Edge got to.
Yeah,
maybe we just accept Christian for what he is now. He's that guy.
He's just that guy. Exactly. He's just that guy. We went to through the end of June, coming into Money in the Bank. It seems so recent. We're in September, but it seems so like it was yesterday. But we had a great kickoff match, which me and Shugs talked about, between the Shield and the Usos, which started a real nice run of good kickoff matches, except for when the ball bag, the Miz, is involved. Yeah, Bingus, I'm just telling you now, the Miz on our show is called the ball bag. Okay, so
I'm aware.
Oh, there you go. He knows. Then we got Sandow winning the Money in the Bank. We got Heyman just swerving Punk. And we got Orton winning Money in the Bank, which obviously has laid up to today. We went through July. Bingus, so what's your view on the Wyatt family?
Love them. Man, it's I think they're a bunch of characters that maybe got left on the cutting room floor through the Attitude Era. They are straight from there. Obviously minus tits, blood, and profanity, but
yeah.
They seem very attitudey, and they're fitting for this. Hey, I'm going to say it. There's a new era starting now. I'm not sure what we're going to end up calling it, but I think they're going to be a forefront of this new era.
Hey, I hope you're right, because for the longest time when Bray Wyatt come on the scene, we've been watching FCW, NXT, and me and Chick was saying, look, this guy, just wait until this guy, and then they added Harper, Rowan, and then the rest is history, So we just got to watch out for the Wyatt family. Obviously this went through SummerSlam, again, which seems so recent. It's just like it was only a couple of weeks ago, but we saw Punk versus Brock. Really, really good match. Really, really good match. We saw Cena against Bryan. Obviously, Bryan took it down. The Japanese kick in the face. Cena got a black eye, Shugs. It just all hell broke loose. And then we got the new regime with Randy Orton.
Yeah, it's just like the thing that stands in my mind is like Cena's mash-up elbow, when he showed that on Raw, and he's just like, yeah, I gotta get my elbow sorted, and he's just like showing you, and you're like, shit, you best go quick, because that looks fucked. It was horrible.
And then we got Night of Champions, Bingus, which to me was a shit pay-per-view. The worst pay-per-view of the year. Axel, Kofi, impromptu. When a pay-per-view shit when they're talking for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah. I have to jump back a little bit there, Kenny, back to SummerSlam. I've got something very telling about the whole main event. Obviously, we know how massive it is. I got a couple of non-fans, including my brother-in-law. I was like, guys, you got to watch this. You got to pay attention again. Some of them are like super casual. They'll tune in if they're around my house and it's on. I showed them this. I gave them a little brief history about Bryan going in to SummerSlam. Showed them the ending of Cena Bryan. They all marked out. They loved it. They thought they were watching real fighting that lead to the end. Then out comes Orton, the swerve, Triple H turn. They were all hooked. My brother-in-law needed to know what happened on Raw the next night, so I showed him briefly, showed him Cena's elbow. I thought, it's a side note you have to see. And yeah, he ain't got Sky Sports, but he's round mine every Tuesday getting the lowdown now.
Oh wow!
He's a conversion right there from that 5 minutes of the end of SummerSlam. But yeah, back to Night of Champions. That I haven't felt the need to go back and watch any of it. I've watched a few highlights. I've read about it. I don't have this urge to get involved with it. I don't know. It seems just like a Raw extension, not a pay-per-view.
Bruv, you just said it right there. I'll go through the card again. Axel versus Kofi, AJ versus Natalya versus Brie versus Naomi, Miz versus Fandango, Heyman and Axel versus Punk, Shield versus PTP, Bryan versus Orton. Raw all over. Shugs in it, just Raw all over.
I think that it was just like they were on like a good streak one day. We were on a streak of good pay-per-views. Obviously started with WrestleMania and like all the ones we talked about, Extreme Rules, Payback, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam. They either had like one like standout match or they had a few really good matches. And then Night of Champions is just like Bingus was saying, you don't even want to go back and see anything, you know? Don't want to go back and see Bryan win the world title because we know that he had it for like 22 hours or whatever, you know? And so it didn't even make you want to go back. At least at the end of like SummerSlam, you're like watching it again, be like, oh shit, you know? When he gets screwed, you want to go back and watch it. But not fucking Night of Champions. It's just like, it's finished and like, who cares?
And then again, we had a massive anticlimax with Orton and Bryan. Bryan taking it down. We all knew as soon as we saw the fast count, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Obviously, this went on to the next night on Raw. So let me just roll through a few Raw highlights, and you guys just jump in and talk about whatever you want to talk about when I mention it. Bryan was stripped of the title, obviously. Don't know where this is going. Then the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, baby, gets knocked out. He gets spot by another brilliant performance by Big Show.
Do you know that whole segment? I love that segment. And if I can pull a name drop here, guys, sorry. Eric from the Wrestling Chronicle. He says it best. That segment was possibly the perfect amount of drama for WWE TV. You know, it had the legend in there, Dusty Rhodes. Who doesn't want to see that? He had the Shield hot at the moment. You know, they've got to be involved. It had Show doing this whole bitch I'm broke, I need to cry about it segment. He could tone down those tears a little bit. You know, it may be a bit over the top, and I know as a wrestling fan, what can we say is over the top? But that performance definitely is. But oh boy, the whole situation, the way Steph laid it out, you know, knock him out or watch him get beaten proper. Or, you know, you can knock him out one punch. It's up to you. So he took the one punch and the catch and the laying down. Oh, man, it was...
it's like something of EastEnders.
Oh, mate, it was drama. And like Eric says, perfect amount of drama for a WWE show.
100%, man. It's the way she used the word dismembered. He will get dismembered.
Then you're going to have another choice. Would you prefer to be dismembered by the Shield or knocked out by the Big Show? Your choice.
Like, fucking hell, that's a heelish
got
word.
Some hostile basement shit going on.
I just think that Stephanie, like, when she first come back, we were just like, what is this bullshit? Like, you know, when we had the angle with Vince and Triple H, and it was like the power struggle there, and she was sort of in the middle, and she's like pretending to cry. But recently, she's just been great, like, you know.
You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of your good mate's bitch girlfriend who's just involved with everything, and like, do you mind your business? Just, you know, it's good for TV, don't get me wrong, but she's just like, mind your business. Can you stop getting involved? You're just tearing shit up for your own pleasure. Like, you're not doing it for any betterment for anyone. You're just here getting involved.
Yeah, I hear you.
Winds me up.
Oh my gosh, just wish someone just bro kicked her in her face. Well, also through Raw, Shugs, I want you to just talk through this quickly. Miz just gets bum rushed by Orton.
Oh, mate, this was best. This was like, this is TV porn. We're just watching it, and you're there, and like he's like, oh yeah, hey mom, hey dad, and his dad looks like a fucking tramp, or he just woke up from the 70s. Like, you know, it's just like, dude, it's not the 70s anymore. You can imagine him just, you know, bumping into Rob Van Dam in the back, and them just like lighting up, like blazing up the place in the back.
That would completely make me understand why he was no selling everything, because no, he's just woken up from a 40-year sleep.
Exactly. And then Mrs. Mum, Jesus, man, you know where he gets his looks from the mom. You know what I mean? But she looks like she could eat an apple through a tennis racket with them, with them teeth, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, but do you know what? It made me interested in the Miz. It was good, you know? And then even I was rooting for the Miz when he had a little comeback spot, and you're just thinking, yeah, fuck Orton, Miz, do you know what I mean? And then he just got his beat down with his chair shot. But then he's just crying like a baby, like, you know, when he's, you could hear him once he got the knee in the back.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think this could be something good for the Miz.
Yes.
You know?
That's what I was going to say.
He's got nothing at the moment. He's not a face. He is not a face.
They need to take him off TV for a bit, make him grow a hobo beard. Now, did you listen to the Cool Dudes podcast? Because I'm just going to quote this now. They said to make him go off TV, make him grow a hobo beard, and just come out of the crowd, and just every minute Orton's about, just come out of the crowd and just F him up, and just go and run out of the crowd again. Just have some kind of character, because the Miz clean cut is just not good right now.
Well, they said he needs to get some normal clothes, and then they were like, I don't think he's got any normal clothes. Because he just wears a suit every day. You know what I mean? He's like when you reach a certain age, you know, he's like the Patrick Truman of fucking WWE. Because you never see Patrick in anything apart from a suit.
Yolandi, man. All right, so yeah, pretty much more Raw. Usos #1 contenders, and Bryan beats Reigns and finishes on top, literally. So, guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break now. Grab your juice while you're listening. Grab your tea, whatever. Next, we got the wrestlers in one word. Then we got the future prospects. And then we talk about the future scenarios about Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 30. So, remember, you're listening to Sunday Segue. We'll see you in a bit.
Hello, this is Sierra, 92189.
And this is King J.
And we are from Angry Marks, but right now you're listening to Sunday Segue.
Be sure to listen to Sunday Segue every week.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sunday Segue. It is me, the one man, no Twitter fan, Kinny Killa. Obviously, I'm with the hashtag Tech Guy Shugs.
Yo.
I'm
people. King Bingus is in the building.
That's me.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go into wrestlers in one word. Okay, I'm gonna say a name, a list of wrestlers, and I want you guys one at a time. Shugs, I want you to go first, and then Bingus say after. Just say one word that comes to mind about this wrestler. So, here we go. John Cena.
Tool.
Get in there. Sorry, it's 2 words.
CM Punk.
Hero.
Hero.
Daniel Bryan.
Beard.
Yes.
Randy Orton.
Super Tool.
Belt holes for eyes.
Ooh. Big Show.
Baby.
Kleenex.
Dolph Ziggler.
Grease.
Blonde.
Cody Rhodes.
Mustache.
Generic.
Okay. Damien Sandow.
My hero.
Shouldn't have won.
Wow. Dean Ambrose.
The future.
Fangirls.
Seth Rollins.
Two-tone.
Alex Shelley.
Roman Reigns.
Rock's cousin.
Antonio Cesaro.
Never pushed.
Needs more than one word.
Curtis Axel.
No, thank you.
Dry lunch. Dry lunch. Dry lunch.
Ryback.
The big guy.
Fools.
Fandango.
Creepy.
Fandangon.
The Miz.
Ball bag.
Thumb. His head looks like a thumb.
Paul Heyman.
Ponytail.
Genius.
RVD.
Stoner.
Yeah, I'm smoking, sorry.
Alberto Del Rio.
Bland.
Beige.
AJ Lee.
Yes, please.
Horny.
And finally, Triple H.
Shovel.
Ooh, the man.
There you go, people. You heard it first. Wrestlers in one word from King Bingus and the goddamn Sugar Shooks. Right, let's go into the prospects, people. Let's look at the NXT roster. Bingus, who do you like on the roster at the moment? And who do you reckon that will get called up?
Okay. It's not who I like, it's who I'm noticing. And I think he's going to be called up sooner than later. He touched on it in the Royal Rumble, and that's everybody's favourite, Bo.
Oh, nah, man.
Bo.
Nah, man.
Listen, I'm not saying I support the idea. I'm not saying I like the idea. But that guy is on fire where he's at now, and he's only going to gain more momentum with the character he's got. He's going to come in, and you know what? I've got to believe he's got a character that I believe must have been talked about using for Cena. Someone who thinks he's loved, goes into every arena, acts like he's loved, but he's not. And I think they just the suits might not have been brave enough, bold enough to stick Cena or something like this. And all to him, man, he's the merch machine. He's making lots of money in the zone he's at now. But yeah, I think Bo Dallas, I don't want to say it, but he's going to be one to watch, I guess. Like him or not, he's going to be all over your face. He's going to be all over your face too, Shugs. He's going to be all over everyone's face when he joins main roster. There's going to be no escaping.
Bingus, does this make you a believer?
I guess so. By proxy, I'm in the Bo zone.
Exactly. Don't stop believing.
No, as I say, I'm not a fan of him. I'm a fan of the character, and I think he's gonna fly with it.
I think that's the thing is because I'm going to have to eat my friggin' words because this guy, I just don't like him. But I like his character. Like I said last week, I got to give him props. The Reptile is a good character. You know what I mean? He's a good character, man. And if he does go up, he's still wet in the ring, though. But if he goes up, I can see him doing that smarmy, thing, and the crowd will get on him hard, which is basically what he needs. Shugs, who do you see getting called up on the NXT roster?
I think that Sami Zayn is going to be the next up. I think it's just NXT's more like a pit stop for him. They gave him a new character. They just gave him whether the Sami Zayn is going to stick. It's just I think his in-ring work is just going to get him out of NXT sooner rather than later. And I do like the character. Maybe we're doing better as El Generico and with a mask and stuff. But yeah,
and the Brain Buster.
I think he would just I just think that he's ready already. He's been wrestling for years. He's one of those like CM Punk, like Bryan. He's paid his dues, but then you've just gotta do NXT. For some reason you've gotta go to NXT. Ambrose had to do it. Rollins had to do it.
Those indies.
Exactly. They got to clean them up. Maybe they should send fucking Mrs. Dad to NXT.
Clean up that Raw. Okay. Well, mine is Paige. Obviously, guys who've been listening know I shout, the horn for Paige. A fellow Brit from Norwich. She's just a G, man. She just needs to go in. She's got a perfect gimmick as the anti-diva. Which is what they need. No fucking blonde hair, none of that. You don't need that shit. Just go in and just start roughhousing people, just start fucking people up. So hopefully she comes in with a little bit of a crew and just deals with the divas, anti-divas versus divas. NXT Women's Champion versus the Divas Champion. AJ gets turned up like a Pringle. Paige Turner all over. Finish and done. Also want to give a shout out to Xavier Woods. It's morphin time. I like that guy. Lost in the Woods. Kick to your face. It's all over. Also, the guy to look out for, Enzo Amore. I don't care what anyone says. This guy, right? Bada boom, realest guy in the room, because he's not SAWFT. So
Bada boom! Realest guy in the room!
simple as. Right, guys, let's just go into the future now. Scenarios, quick scenarios for the Royal Rumble. Who do you guys see winning the Royal Rumble, taking that spot at WrestleMania?
Hopefully it won't be Cena or Sheamus, because they've already won. So if they come back from injury in the Royal Rumble, hopefully it won't be either of those two. If it's one of those two, I'll be disappointed. But hopefully it's Daniel Bryan. You know, hopefully he goes in like Shawn Michaels, goes in at number 1, and he just outlasts everyone, and he's there at the end. Maybe him and Orton, or him and Cena even, and you know he just dashes him out, brainbusters Cena over the top rope, and Cena just is injured again. Yeah, so I just think that that's my shape, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Bingus, you share the same?
I think if Bryan makes it into the actual match, yeah, he's definitely a huge chance of winning it. He's, you know, they've got to keep it every reason to keep him in the title picture. Okay, he might have to drop out for a week or two to, you know, segue his way into the Rumble match itself. But if not, you know, I'd like to think anyway that, you know, whoever's pulling most of the strings backstage now is getting kind of savvy to this whole obvious route, you know. So seeing Cena or Sheamus return at the Rumble and win it, I hope not. I think they're smartening up to us smartening up. I've thought about it. You know, you asked me who could win the Rumble. I really don't know. I think it might be an outsider. You know, not saying like a new guy who's not in the company. But, you know, just unfortunately for us, maybe someone like Curtis Axel, you know, just someone you we're not thinking about right now.
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay. Two ways to cash in. That'd be nice, you know.
Ziggler maybe. I don't know.
I think it's a tough call this year. This early on for sure.
All right, so I'm going to ask a question now. I'm going to be Kinny Killa. Hey guys, it's Kinny Killa. Bingus, when do you think he's going to cash in? And do you want him to cash in? Or do you think, like you said, why did he win? But do you think he is World Heavyweight Champion material? Damian Santos.
You know, I love the guy. But no, I don't think he is. I don't think he's... the way I've seen him, I don't think he is top flight. You know, he's one of those, to me, just one of those mid-card guys who I'm more than happy to sit around in mid-card, you know, because he does it so well. It's, you know, no disrespect in him at all. You know, he does a much better job in the ring than I would for sure, man. But, yeah, I don't think he's ticked all the boxes. You know, he might have a little character change, a little upheaval, and that might set him on his way to the top flight. But at the moment, nah. The briefcase, I think he might be the first, aside from Cena, to cash in and lose. And I think he won't cash in like Cena, obviously telling the guy, oh, I'm giving you 4 or 5 weeks. I think he'll cash in like a heel would and somehow lose it. And then that would be a good, you know, character turn as well. You know, really turn up the heat on the heelness. Like, imagine that guy brewing about. He's had his chance. You know, no one bar one guy has lost it, but he managed to let it slip through his fingers. That could send him off in so many different directions.
Okay, I like that answer, Bingus. I like that answer.
I think the Sandow can do it. He's like a throwback character, like we said about Fandango, or like about Bray Wyatt. He is his gimmick, you know?
Yeah.
And he lives and breathes the gimmick. And I just think that maybe the push would be the making of him, you know? And maybe if he's at that thing, because the World Heavyweight title is nowhere at the moment. It needs like prestige. I'm not saying Sandow's the person to do it, but I think maybe a run at the top would do something for him. But then again, you know, Christian's a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, and it did fuck all for him.
just, I mean, all we can do is just wait and see, like we always say, because we never know what he's gonna do. We just never know, Like 1 minute someone's here, next minute they're fired. You just really don't know. But as people, the show's coming to an end. So, guys, I just want you to quickly say who is your wrestler of the year so far.
I'll let Bingus go. He's the guest.
Cesaro.
Okay.
Wow.
Tricks?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Daniel Bryan.
Okay. And who is your one to watch for the rest of the year?
I'm gonna say Ziggler, just because it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. Does he get back to that Izod moment where we're all fucking marking out because Ziggler's, when his music drops, or is he gonna be on the kickoff fighting for the US title? Where is he gonna be? Someone who made us mark out so much. Where is that person gonna be?
Okay, Bingus, who's your one to watch?
I agree with Shugs there, but I think I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to talk about someone who's relatively low. Someone like Big E. Watching him in NXT, the 5 count. That was nice, man. That was a nice little throwback, and I call it a throwback. Some younger fans would be like, "That's something new and exciting and different." I think he hasn't found what he needs to use yet to be as big as he needs to be. And if we're not going to go Big E, I'm going to have to go with Ryback. He's starting to gain that momentum again. I think he's finding his footing as this new Bully Hill Heyman guy. What Heyman touches surely should be gold. Axel, listen to that.
Okay. All right, people. Well, it's the end of the show, people. I have to say thanks to, Bingus. Hey, man, thanks, brother, for coming on. This won't be the last time,
guys.
for sure.
Thank you.
For sure, won't be the last time.
I'm going to be hooking up a podcast soon, and you guys, I need you both to be guests. That's for sure.
Okay, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Spread the love.
You know that. Okay, and I can't do this without the hashtag tech guy, the goddamn sugar shugs.
I can't wait to finish so I can go back to bed.
Yeah, I got to get off because Bingus got to go to bloody work.
Yeah.
All right. Right, so guys, we're going to finish with In the Words of Dusty Rhodes, SummerSlam 90, after he just got his ass kicked by Randy Savage. Right, so, in the words of Dusty Rhodes, Sapphire took the money, she gone. Now, only America can shelter me from the storm, baby. Many thousands of fans were screaming, when you gonna get bad, Big Dust? When you gonna get mad, Big Dust? When you gonna get even, Big Dust? Ted DiBiase, $1 million man, the man that can buy anything but the American dream, Dusty Rhodes, but the American way of life inside him. So Ted DiBiase, I'm getting bad, baby, and I'm coming for you. Now choke on that slap nuts.